Hi, this is Tim Moore with Guard Digital Marketing. So I got this video coming to you guys as promised a little bit later than I thought I was going to, but here it is anyway. So I hope this guys is going to help you out one way or another when it comes to driving more leads to your company every single month through, online searches. Now, you saw the homepage of the website pull up. We'll dive in that here in a little detail in just a second, but I like to start these videos out on a Google search page. Now, what I've typed in is roofing Little Rock AR. So this is going to be a buyer intent keyword that people are going to be searching, looking for a roofing company within Little Rock. Now, there's going to be a lot of different variations of how people type this in, depending upon who they are, how they like to search for things. But the point being, about 75 to 80% of people are going to stick on the first page when choosing a company. So being on the first page for as many of those as possible is going to increase that overall rate of how many leads that you're going to be able to acquire. Now, we see a few companies running these pay-per-click ads, so these Google guarantees are definitely a great option, especially if you're not ranking organically as of yet, or you haven't even started that process. It's a great option to start rolling in leads to your company right here, right now for a specific area. But with that being said, the pool that you'll be able to pull or grab these people from is going to be much smaller, as about 80% of people are going to instantly disregard these ads in the first place. But the good thing about these Google guarantees is that they have a higher conversion rate, typically at about 30 to 40%. So still a great option overall. Now, long play best option is going to be ranking organically. And you can do that two separate ways, through a business profile from Google or through a website. Now, the business profile is unique. Okay, you're going to get a lot of exposure if you're within that top three, but it's only going to be able to rank for, a specific area of where your actual office is located at. So if you have an office in Little Rock, and you have a Google business profile for there, it's only going to help you within the Little Rock area, not anywhere else. Okay. But still, with that being said, you're going to get tons of leads, especially if you're within the top three for this. Okay. Now, you want to be able to do a few things. I'm going to use natural state as the example. First is going to be putting in pictures within here. Okay. And I would be doing this every single week. Make sure these photos are geotagged. Okay. Meaning they have a location attached to them. And also make sure they're relevant, whether that's your crew working, inspections, showing storm damage, drone shots, before and afters, during work, whatever it may be, make sure it's relevant. Okay. Also, there is a bio section about your company. Make sure this is filled out to a T 100%, 750 characters. Okay. Also, the reviews. Not only make sure you're getting great reviews and a ton of them, but make sure you're responding to them. This tells Google, hey, I take pride in my work and what people have to say about it. Then also, typically the last thing I would suggest before diving into a rabbit hole about some other things is there is a little one-page website that you can create through your business profile. Create that as well. You're not really going to be able to rank it for anything, but it does help boost your business profile in the rankings. Okay. Now, the website is fairly similar in what you're trying to rank for, right? Same types of things, roofing within Little Rock, but it's going to also be able to help you for all these different areas that you're trying to service as well, not just Little Rock and where your business profile can't really help you guys out at. So I did pull up Garcia and Son to pull up their website, as they're the top competitor when it comes to ranking here. So we can just take a look at a few things and maybe get some pointers from them. Okay. But back over to your guys' website. You guys have a great looking website. Right off the bat, you have a nice call to action. Somebody can fill out to, ask for a free roofing estimate. Very okay. So this is making me, I'm seeing more customized. It's not just a generic looking website. Obviously showing off some of the team here, and then not a whole lot else when it comes to content. Okay. Showing off, your brand affiliates, the types of materials you guys install, and then you guys have some, service areas, which I want to talk about here in a second as well. But when you really think about it, the main thing that's going to help when it comes to ranking a website is going to be the content. Okay. So content is definitely king when it comes to ranking a website, and you just don't have that much of it on your homepage. Now, your homepage, I think at a bare minimum, you should have about 500 words of content. Okay. And on the upper end, maybe 1,500 to 2,000, somewhere within there. But I do like to take a look at the top competitor to see how much content they have on their homepage. Okay. So if we pull up Garcia and Sun Roofing, we can see, they have their team up here as well that we saw for a second. So they're a lot, customized and homey feeling. a smaller section of content, some interlinkings to their different services, a couple of promotions. Looks like talking about their material as well, and then a video at the bottom. So they don't really have a ton of content either. Maybe closer to 150 words of content. So I would definitely still stay at a bare minimum of about 500 words of content. Um, so you can beat them out there and stay within Google's kind of algorithm that they like, but also not over exceed and start to seem, way off the wall, red flaggish, not organic for this area anymore either. So I would definitely stick around that 500 to 600 at the most words of content, just to stay good with Google. Beat out the content that your top competitor has, but still not over exceed and look like you're doing too much either. Now, what I wanted to talk about were these service area pages. Okay. Now, I went in here, and I started looking around, and I see you've really only built them out per county, and there's not really any content along with it. Okay. Now, I think this county is a great thing to kind of do here. But I would say once somebody clicks into the county, they should be able to click on each of those different cities that you have here listed within it. Okay. And then you build out a page for each of those within your website. Now, what that allows you to do is rank each of these pages for each of these different areas that you're trying to do service within, and not trying to rank, the Pulaski County page of your website for every of those different areas, because that's, again, doesn't seem very organic to Google, and it's really counterintuitive when trying to rank this page. Okay, this page isn't really going to help you out for ranking any of these areas. Now, also, I think the big key here as well is, Little Rock has the most population. It's going to have the highest amount of search volume for Arkansas. So I would definitely tailor my homepage here of the website for Little Rock, and all my service area pages for Little Rock as well, especially since this is where your office is located at too. This is already home base. So I would build out the main pages of the website for Little Rock and roofing. And like I said, I would build out these different areas that you're trying to service as their own separate pages. So you're trying to rank one page of a website for one thing and not one page for multiple things. Okay. It's much easier that way, much more streamlined, and easier to diagnose if they aren't ranking either. Now, I'm taking a long time to get here, but this paid program called Eris, it gives me this dashboard of numbers that's great for comparisons between a couple different websites. Yours we'll take a look at first. Now, these first two ratings I just highlighted are strength and trust ratings that Google has for your website. Now, they're ranked out of 100, but typically once you hit a benchmark of about 30 and above, you're going to be considered pretty powerful at that point. Now, again, with that being said, we know we still have to build out a lot of trust within Google for your website. So right off the bat, you build that strength and trust through these backlinks, which is practically put any clickable text or image linking one website to another. But really what it does is it acts as a thumbs up for your website, saying, this other website already trusts us and they're linking back to us, right? So these backlinks are held through these different referring domains. Now, what's crucial about these domains is you want these domains to be authoritative, meaning they already have high strength and trust ratings within Google. So once you do acquire a backlink from them, it's going to really count as a huge thumbs up for Google, okay, in that strength and trust category. Also, through your content, you're indexing for about 70 keywords. So a fair amount of keywords. We'd have to do research, make sure they're all buyer intent, and that they are all associated with the different services and locations that you're trying to get traffic from. But also, you're getting a fair amount of traffic, just under 120 there. And I did click on these keywords to see where you're getting most of your traffic from. So you guys are doing fairly well in the Arkansas overbranching keywords here. So people just looking for roofing in Arkansas aren't specified to a specific area. You guys are doing fairly well in so far, and they should get you decent leads from that. And then you see we're coming down here into the Little Rock ones where we're kind of just falling off the cusp of that first page. And you can see you are ranking for a lot of those on your homepage here as well. I think the homepage is just trying to rank for too many things at the same time. But I do think you should still be focusing on these as well if you guys do service all of Arkansas. I'm not super familiar with the state, but looking through all those different counties, it did seem like a fair amount of area that you guys covered. So I wouldn't be surprised if you are getting a decent high quality leads from these keywords here as well. Now, we can also tell, Little Rock, you're going to get much closer to home base. So you want to try and rank for these as well. Also, it's the most or the highest populated area as well. So you're getting a fair amount of search volume. So that being said, you want to get these on the first page as well, and you'll start bringing in tons of leads on repeat. But industry standard, and I'll talk about this here in a second. Let me actually go back over to Garcia. So going to go over to their overview as well. We can see their strength and trust, not super high up there, but a little bit higher than your guys'. So they've started to build out that strength and trust for sure. Fair amount of keywords, but the traffic is just booming, right? 600 traffic almost. Now, you look at that and you think, okay, but when I really dove in here and looked at the keywords, we can tell the first three they're getting most of their traffic from, about a third of their traffic is coming from buyer or really nationwide keyword searches for their company name. Now, the last one is going to be the most specific, but this first one definitely is nationwide keyword search. There's more than one Garcia Roofing out there. I don't know if they're going to be getting any true quality leads from this. I doubt it. But let's just go ahead and take a look at this fourth one, Roofing Little Rock, right? 250 searches per month. They're third position, and they're getting just over 10% of that traffic. Now, the key here and key takeaway is the amount of leads you're going to get from that traffic. Industry standard is about 30% when it comes from a buyer intent keyword, like Roofing Little Rock, or like you had Roofing Company Arkansas. And you can go down the list here. But so I wouldn't be surprised if they're getting, 8 to 10 leads per month on average from a keyword like this. And, if you added all these up, maybe on a slow month, 20 at the least, and on a, higher paced month, maybe 50 or more leads, just depending. And again, these are all average numbers. Okay. So that's how you can see how lucrative it is. If they're getting, anywhere from 20 to 50 leads per month for just one area, imagine what you guys could do for all these different areas you guys are targeting here, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you could get, 80 to 100 leads per month, when it comes to the whole state on average. Okay. And there's where you can really see how lucrative this can start to get once you're ranking on the first page. So if you guys have any further questions or concerns, of course, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you guys any way that I can. Also, have a great rest of your day, and I truly do hope to hear from you guys soon. So thanks.